Hello everyone, this is Chef Rahul Bhalekar. In this video, we'll be discussing fuels used in the kitchen, part 1. I am an assistant professor in All India Shri Shivaji Memorial Society's College of Hotel Management and Technology, Pune, and I work in the food production department. Now, as you know, cooking requires the heat source. For that heat source, different fuels are used in the kitchen. Those fuels means substances capable of chemical combustion with oxygen, which produces heat and light. When ignited, that means when they are come into contact with the flame and form a heat source themselves, they react with the oxygen or air and produces heat. Fuel must necessarily contain one or several of the combustible elements to act as a heat source. The fuels which are used in the kitchen are classified into 5 categories, namely solid fuel, liquid fuels, gases, electricity, and natural resources. Into that, we have wood and charcoal as a solid fuel, LPG, CNG, kerosene, petrol, and diesel in the liquid form. Biogas and steam are the gases which are used as fuel. Electricity, as everyone knows, and the natural resources like solar energy and wind energy. Now let's look into the classifications in detail into the coming slides, which will cover few of the classifications, few of the classes, and then the rest will be seen in the part 2. The first and mainly used fuel is LPG, which means liquefied petroleum gas. This is used in different sizes, different capacity of the gas cylinders we are having available. Majorly, those are divided into domestic and commercial cylinders. The capacity differs from the as per the classification or as per the type of the cylinder. All the leading equipment who manufactures all type of the equipment of the gas, keeping in mind the equal or uniform size of the equipment and its spare parts. The gas is also invaluable in outdoor catering where it is used extensively. Since it is bottled gas, rather it is filled into the cylinders which are with a very strong material with a very thick steel. So the cylinders are easy to carry or easy to transport from one point to the other, basically from the hotel or from the storage to the outdoor catering site. Now, this gas in few of the cities in India is supplied through pipeline, which is underground. Now, let's look at the advantages of LPG. As we have just discussed, it is convenient and labor saving as the cylinder is of capacity of 14 kg or 18 kg approximately. It saves the labor by creating the heat source again and again for longer time. No smoke or dirt produced by the LPG. Easily controllable with immediate fuel heat it is producing the heat to the cooking. Special utensils are not required at all. All the pots and vessels which are made with the metal or heavy metal can be used. No fuel storage is required. Apart from that cylinder space, there is no other space which is required to store the LPG, as it cannot be stored in any other space except the gas cylinder. Now, disadvantages. Some heat is lost into kitchen or atmosphere or the surrounding of the kitchen, because if the flame is high and it's going out of, rather it is covering the pot, and as well as it is burning outside of the pot, then the heat is lost. Now, due to the carbon which is being produced while this is heating, rather when it is producing the heat, it blocks the burners or the holes of the burner. So you need to clean it regularly for efficient work. Now for gas, oxygen is required to burn. Therefore, carbon dioxide and water are produced. Now, as discussed in the previous point, these two will block the holes of the burner. As a result of above, adequate ventilation must be provided for satisfactory working conditions. Now, since the gas is heavy in nature, you need to have ventilation so that the carbon dioxide which is produced while heating, while the flame is on, should not get accumulated into the area which will affect the humans who are working in that area. Electricity. Electricity cannot be seen, heard, tasted, or smelled. These are the characteristics of the electricity. Electricity can kill or cause serious injury. Yes, if the voltage is not controlled, or if you have loose wires or open wires, then definitely if you come into contact with the electricity, it could be fatal or it could cause serious injury to the humans. Qualified engineers should undertake any electricity installation, as those engineers, means the electrical engineers, are trained to handle the equipments and the wires which are carrying the electricity and the equipments which uses the electricity as a source of heat. So he's been trained how to install them, how to operate them, how to maintain them, and what one supposed to do in case of danger or in case of accidents. So this person is trained. So always ask a qualified electrical engineer to do the job. Do not try to attempt it yourself. Electricity cannot be stored except in batteries. Okay, you can charge the batteries and keep the electricity handy, but that is into a limited quantity and for a limited period. It has to be produced as required by consumers. So we have these power grids which shifts the produced electricity and which delivers it to the consumers for the consumption of it. Electricity is produced in different ways, which are hydroelectricity, where water flows down the shafts which turn the turbines and which produces the electric currents, and which could be passed or which could be supplied through the wires and power grids. The same turbine function could be obtained or could be performed with the coal, oil, nuclear fuel, and fossil fuel. Now, let's look at the advantages of electricity. Advantages of electricity are clean to use and maintain, easily controlled and labor saving, good working atmosphere, as no carbon dioxide or water vapor is produced, unlike the LPG. Little heat loss, no storage space is required as it is all over the power grid and the electric wires and lines and the electricity producing unit. Disadvantages. The time taken to heat up. Now all the electric equipment will take initial time, few minutes or few seconds, depending on the equipment and its function and its structure or its assembly. It will take some time to get to the temperature which is required to cook the food with the help of those equipments. Initial cost of equipment and maintenance. Now, initial cost which you need to incur or pay in buying the equipments and installing them and maintaining them as well with frequent maintenance work, okay, that cost is high compared to the other fuel sources. Special utensils are required. Yes, for electrically operated equipment, you need to design the pots and vessels so that it could get fitted with the gadgets and the switches and the output parts and can perform the cooking job. For that reason, you need to have the special utensils. For example, you have the induction stove which is operated with the electricity and which requires the specially designed pots which has the flat and thick bottom. Diesel is another fuel which is used in the kitchen. It is one of the fossil fuel and mostly it is used for baking oven in the kitchen as it is quite dangerous to handle diesel and it also gives the smell to the products. It releases CO2 after burning and pollutes the air. Mishandling might contaminate the food as if you spill the diesel if you have a leakage with the pipes, then you might have this diesel coming into the food or it might give you a strong odor of the diesel. So thank you very much for watching this video which is fuels used in the kitchen part 1. We will discuss few more fuels which are used in the kitchen in the other video which is fuels used in the kitchen part 2. Till that time, watch this video and go through the information provided in it. Thank you.